What's up, everyone? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the live stream. Whether you're here live with me or watching on the replay. My name's Jason. We do these live streams almost every week. Try to at least. This week is just basically a relaxed hangout. Really just wanted to come on here and welcome what seems to be almost 120 new subscribers since our last live stream. It's great to see that the channel's starting to get some attention. So yeah, I wanted to come on here and just thank everyone for subscribing over the last couple of weeks. And these Wednesday night live streams will usually have a topic that we want to talk about. We got Wade in the house here. It's good to see you, Wade. We've got one topic coming up for Wade, talking about all the different types of magnesium they are, and what they do and what they're good for on a ketogenic lifestyle. Yeah, it's been pretty crazy the last couple of weeks, Wade. It's been all from one video in particular that I guess YouTube put out to be searchable. So yeah, it's over 4,000 views, and yeah, like I say, almost 150 subscribers in the last 28 days, something like that. Oh, we got to hop on a weekly Zoom call with the family right now, but I'll watch back for sure. Hope we cool. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thanks for stopping by. It's been having fun watching your last video there from Disney. That was pretty cool. Looking forward to the next parts of that. So yeah, no, Wade, it wasn't a shorts video, although the shorts videos haven't been doing too bad. It was a Chaffles video from December, actually, that got picked up somehow, and like I say, right now it's sitting at almost 4,200 views. So that's where the growth has come from. So it's been really exciting to watch, and like I say, hopefully I can continue to bring content to everybody that's subscribed that everyone enjoys. I do mostly sort of review and cooking videos. I do a lot of shorts as well. Again, as a small channel, the shorts are really just to get exposure. So I know they're not everyone's thing, and not everyone likes to watch them, but I do put out one or two shorts every day or every week, sort of thing. Hey, Andy, it's good to see you. I got here. I did another Chaffles video. It's hard to say. I can't remember. It's the first one picked up before I recorded this one and posted it. I actually did the second one, or the most recent one, because the first one had started getting traction. So I wanted to get another one up there right away. It's not doing too bad. I guess it's up to about 70 views. But again, the first one took almost 2 months before it started getting views. So hopefully the second one and any subsequent, recipe videos can start getting searched and start getting some views, because it's definitely helped the channel get some exposure. It was not too long ago, the beginning of February, where I was, happy to have been almost at 200 subscribers after a year of being on YouTube. And then now, less than a month later, it's almost at 350. So it's things are starting to snowball, which I'm always happy with. Only my tech. How's it going? It's good to see you here. It's you must not be on the road tonight. If you're home, I've got a few of your videos I got to get caught up on watching. I've got so many videos that I haven't watched from the community people lately because I've been so busy, but I will definitely get to watching them when I get a chance. So yeah, it's basically tonight was just about coming on here and, introducing myself to all the new subscribers. And, I did post it as a Q&A, but it's not necessarily, probably won't turn into that kind of thing unless you guys have some specific questions about keto or just me in general, I guess, or the channel or whatever. Like I say, I was hoping to put something out there for the new subs that sort of goes over what this channel is going to be about. It took me quite a while to figure out what I was going to do with my YouTube channel, and then I sort of decided on being specifically about keto lifestyle, and then I've narrowed it down to doing recipe videos and some reviews and the odd sort of travel vlog as well, going to destinations, because that's what I seem to be most comfortable with. And then I'm going to try and get into doing some more. If you look back at my channel, I've done quite a few interviews, live stream interviews with other people in the keto space. So hopefully I can get back into doing that as well. Have I noticed any trend with new subscribers? Not necessarily, but it is, if you go in by the analytics, most of them are female. But I guess I can't really see any trends. It's definitely, obviously, that it's all coming from one video more or less, and that's that. I think it was a peanut butter chocolate chip chaffle recipe that I did back in December, and it wasn't even, honestly, it wasn't. I'm not super proud of the video itself. I didn't do too well with actually recording it, and there's definitely things I've taken away from it that I don't do anymore. But like I say, it has slowed down a bit right now, but it was at its peak. It was getting 400 views a day, something like that for a while. So, if I could get one video a month to perform like that, I'd definitely be happy with that kind of performance. Because of the I'm actually getting some watch time hours out of my videos now, which is something that with the shorts videos that I've had success with, like the channel itself is I think coming up on 70,000 views in the first year and a month kind of thing, but most of those views have been from shorts. So the watch time hours, even if they counted, or if I was monetized or whatever, the watch time hours are pretty low for that kind of, for that many views at least. But it's been good. Specifically with this video, I can see now sort of what I need to strive for to build this channel, to get those videos out that are people are watching and want to that want to watch and subscribe for. Because like I say, I have fun with the shorts and all that. And, most of my shorts I get some decent views on, but again, I can see how they don't, in the long term, they probably don't help the channel significantly, except for maybe a bit of exposure. I've only really had one short where I actually got a decent number of subscribers from it. And it's hard to say whether or not they were people that stuck around to watch any more videos. That's one thing with this video that's been pretty good, is the click-through rate on it is, I don't know what's considered good or bad, but I think it was up to 8% at one point. So it was, green arrows for basically every analytics on that channel for me. So it's making it worthwhile now. Again, a couple of months ago, I was kind of wondering where this channel was going to wind up in the long run. But I think if we put up a decent video once a week and hopefully get into some kind of routine or rhythm. I missed the live stream last Wednesday. I was busy with work, but going to try and do these every Wednesday night at 8:00. And like I was saying earlier, I want to do specific topics around health and wellness that we can get eventually. Hopefully, once the channel gets big enough, we can get some bigger name guests to come on and sort of give their expert view on health and wellness. It's just hard right now as a smaller channel going to some of these creators that have really big followings and asking them to come on the channel. I think it's a matter of just trying to keep asking until they have some time to do it, and hopefully they see some value in it and bringing you the information that I want to bring. Like, I think my ultimate goal, the one guest I'd like to get on here is Dr. Ken Berry to talk about the proper human diet. Because he's definitely someone who I've looked up to in the last few years, and as far as I'm concerned, he's one of the best sources for information in the keto lifestyle. Hey, Moni, it's good to see you. Yeah, YouTube reminders, I don't know. They're definitely not very accurate. And you know what? I don't know if I wonder if that's with all the sort of third-party software that's being used to do live streams and stuff like that. I don't know if maybe that's what's causing the reminders not to come in through properly, because obviously I use StreamYard for my streaming. So the live streams are set up in the third-party sort of broadcast site. It's not set up directly on YouTube, so I don't know if that affects the way it sends out notifications or not. Because I have another YouTube account, the one I used to basically watch YouTube with, for the most part, except for my subscribers here, that I don't think I saw a reminder come through to that account for this live stream. So who knows? It's good to see everyone here tonight, though. I don't know. I'm not sure. I guess that's one question for everyone else, is whether or not Wednesday nights are a good night for live stream, or if I should change it to something else. I know I did Monday nights for quite a while, but Wednesday nights usually just seem to be a little easier for me to deal with getting through work and doing the live stream at night. So that's why I stuck with this. And I don't know if 8:00, because this is 8:00 Eastern where I am. I usually did 8:30, but I didn't want to start too late. But we'll stick with this time slot for now and see what happens. It's good to see, Moni. You got your app live on Android and iPhone. I see there. That looks pretty cool. I've been liking the content you've been putting out about e-bikes and your skateboards and all that stuff. It's I like how you're incorporating all that in your videos. I know I was into a lot of that stuff well, bikes and skateboards a lot when I was younger, but it's not that kind of activity for me right now. I don't know if I'd wind up hurting myself or not. But that idea you have for your app is pretty cool. Yeah, that's awesome. You know, I can imagine how much work must go into coming up with a concept and creation and launch of an app like that. It's but hopefully it does well for you. I'm definitely rooting for you. I don't know, it's just normally difficult for me to, yeah, no, that's no worries. It's you know, I know you're on the road quite a bit, so anytime you can come hang out, that's definitely appreciated. Like I say, I try and get to all the premieres and live streams that I can from the community people. It's just unfortunately a lot of times I'll see premieres come up during the day and I'm working, and if I have time I'll stop and watch, but for the most part I can't stop during the day. But yeah, it's been fun creating lately, which is something I wasn't I wasn't able to get the motivation for a few months there, but now I'm definitely focused on coming up with new ideas every week to try and put out something that is worth watching. Unfortunately, I didn't get anything out last weekend except for a short, but I think at this point it's a matter of putting something out there as consistently as possible. And that's why I've been trying to get into these live streams once a week as something that can be counted on by my subscribers and anyone that wants to follow along in this health and wellness journey. Because I know live streams are definitely a good way to reach people and answer any questions that they might have about keto or carnivore or ketovore or whatever you want to call it. It's myself. I've stuck with keto for over 3 years now, so it's been a pretty interesting journey. It's definitely not easy all the time, but at the end of the day, I just feel better to stick with whole foods and try and cut out as much processed food as possible. But even then, working on the road's kind of hard sometimes. I'll admit that I've been through the drive-through at Wendy's enough times to get the Baconator with no bun, which is processed food, and it's not the best, healthiest food for you out there, but it's better than all the garbage I used to eat. Like I say, when you're working on the road, or I don't drive for a living, but I don't work in an office or in a set spot. I'm driving all over the province basically to do the work I do. So a lot of times you don't have time to stop and eat a real meal, and you always wind up snacking and all that. And that's how I got so unhealthy to begin with. So yeah, that's why I started. For anyone here that doesn't know, any of the new subscribers, I started keto back in January 1st, 2019. Sort of what brought it on was my first grandson was born in 2017. So by 2019, he was starting to get to the point where he wanted to play all the time, and I was too overweight and out of shape to keep up with a 2-year-old kid. So it was, he was my motivation to make a change. So that's why I started on January 1st, 2019. I cut out all carbs and, well, most carbs, all sugars, all grains, all seed oils, all of the inflammatory foods. And that's over the first year of doing keto, I wound up losing around 80 pounds in total. And it turned my health around, completely. I was able to start playing with my grandson and keeping up with him, and without getting winded, and I was able to get down on the floor and play with him and still get back up. My knees stopped hurting, my back stopped hurting. I had plantar fasciitis in one of my feet that you could barely even walk sometimes, and that went away. All the issues I was having with my digestion pretty much fixed itself. I still have some issues, but that's from years and years of eating garbage. But yeah, so over the first year, it was a quick progression to losing all the weight and everything. And then for the last couple of years, I've been just basically trying to maintain that lifestyle. Like I say, there's ups and downs. Not every day is perfect, but it's that's why you need to consider it a lifestyle and not just a diet. Because if you have a diet mentality towards keto or any sort of change, then it's diets sort of have an end goal, whereas a lifestyle is forever. It's not something that you do for 6 months and then say, okay, well, I've done this, so I can go back to what I was doing before, because what you were doing before is what got you to where you needed to start the diet in the first place. So drive around 3,400 miles per week. Yeah. And I can definitely, relate to that. I don't obviously drive that much. But, like for instance, today I think I had to go to 7 different places today. And it was a pretty packed day for service calls. And then, a lot of times I'm at the same place every day. But I guess over the years of working, I've just got into the habit of sort of almost having to force myself to stop and eat lunch. Because if I don't, I wind up just working right through lunch. And then by the time, before I know it, I've gone the whole day without eating. And then I wind up eating too much at night. And what I used to wind up doing was just snacking on the way home from work and stuff like that. So, and then of course you always wind up buying garbage food. And, I'll admit, and I was the kind of guy that would buy that big bag of chips and, bottle of pop. And basically it was, before I knew it, it was all gone. And, I was feeling like garbage, but that was just the habit that I was in. So, having lived keto for 3 years now, one of the nice parts about it is once you train your body how to use stored fat as energy, you can get through days without eating and not being hungry, because your body will just automatically switch to using your stored fat as energy. So you don't get, you're not ready for a nap in the middle of the afternoon, and you don't get that, those hunger pains, and you don't get hangry and all that stuff. So it's definitely helps for those days when you can't stop and take the time to eat, even though, I would definitely recommend, I've done it for over a year, just eating one meal a day, for quite a long time. And personally, I don't think that's the best way to live. You can do it, but it's not, I don't find it that enjoyable trying to get that many calories in such a short amount of time. So I'm a big fan of, breaking your fast at like noon each day latest, and then stop eating at 8:30 at night. So that gives you an 8-hour eating window. And then from 8 or 8:30 at night, you fast until noon the next day. Personally, I find that to be one of the easiest sort of time restricted eating schedules to follow. Well, that's not to say that, you can't have that breakfast every day if you really want to. Like I'm not a breakfast person. It doesn't bother me not to eat breakfast. But a lot of people need to have some sort of food in the morning. I think one of the biggest problems is, we've all been trained to, have that bowl of oatmeal with orange juice and then a bagel with cream cheese and then a donut on the way to work with a big triple XL coffee with, half a cup of sugar laden milk in it or cream or whatever. And that's why typically on the standard American diet, everyone is just so hungry at lunch because they've spiked their insulin or their blood sugar so high in the morning from all these so-called healthy breakfast options that we have, that by the time lunch rolls around, your insulin or your blood sugar is crashed again. So you need to, your body is craving some sort of food. So then that's when we reach for the pizza and the subs and everything else that goes along with it. And then, get another spike in blood sugar. And then when that crashes, that's when you get that mid-afternoon crash when you need to take a nap. And, and I've been there. I lived that for most of my life. Like I said, when I started keto, I was 49. So, and I did not live healthy for most of my life. I was pretty active when I was young, but when you're young, you can usually get away with a lot more. You look at people that can eat whatever they want, not gain a pound, and have all the energy in the world. But the sad reality is that most people will eventually, once you get into your 40s, their late 30s, 40s, that'll definitely catch up with you. And that, so it's one of those things where I wish I had started doing this 10, 15, 20 years ago. It wasn't really a thing then, but I wish I had started years and years ago, because I can, after feeling as good as I do after 3 years, I can just imagine how it would have felt if I'd never gotten as bad as I had in the first place. Hence second breakfast and the rest. Yeah. And that's the thing. And, there's just so much information out there that people follow blindly, I guess we could say, like the whole, you have to eat breakfast and, have a snack between lunch and then have lunch and then have another snack in the afternoon and then have dinner and then another snack. Like the way that, and I'll come right out and say it, that those recommendations come from the food industry. They're basically training the population to eat as much as they can so that they get the profits. And that is all it is about. It's got nothing to do with being healthy. Most studies that tell you that meat's bad for you and that eggs are bad for you and bacon is bad for you, they're all funded by the sugar companies. So it's you have to watch where these studies come from and, realize that what you're being told by the government and by media is all funded by companies that want to make money off you. And none of them have a second thought about whether or not you're going to be healthy after they make all those millions of dollars. Brett, how's it going? It's good to see you. We're just having to talk, just a general discussion tonight, not really talking about much. Just I've been on a rant in the last few minutes about how everyone's been trained to eat as much food as they can every day, just so that the food companies can make as much money as they can. And ultimately, it's a vicious cycle between the government subsidizing ultra processed food so that they can make it dirt cheap so that everybody can, or the companies can make as much money off it as they can. And then you buy it cheap. And then in the back end of it, when you are unhealthy, then the pharmacy companies come in and they sell you pills to sort of get rid of the symptoms. Not that any pills actually get rid of root causes. All they do is treat symptoms. So once you start following the money, it's really kind of sad the way things have progressed in the last, 40, 50 years. If you look back into the 40s and 50s and even 60s, obesity and type 2 diabetes wasn't a thing, or it was, but it wasn't so rampant as it is nowadays. And what really changed was the food pyramid and the demonizing of saturated fat. So basically, once they said you need to, you need to cut out the saturated fat from healthy oils like, or healthy foods like eggs and cheese and meats and all that, and replace it with, highly refined poisonous seed oils like canola oil and like all these vegetable oils that were never meant to be consumed by humans. That's when things changed. Like there's a direct correlation between when that happened and when the health of the population at large started going downhill. And it's, you can look at the direct effect that had. Of course, the government and big food won't admit it, but unfortunately, it's, the evidence is there. I'm 65, lost count of how many times eggs, cheese, butters, and things have gone from good to, I know it's ridiculous. And it's the biggest problem that, and what happens is it's like any studies you see that sort of say fast food is bad for you, they'll give you the picture of, a Big Mac and large fries and, that giant thing of high fructose corn syrup soda. And what turns out getting, or what winds up getting blamed for everything is the meat. And that's it. That's the only thing they'll ever blame for anything is the meat. It's got nothing to do with that highly processed bun that the meat's on. It's got nothing to do with the ultra processed French fries that you're getting to eat that is 100% glucose. And then it's got nothing to do with the, 1,000 calories worth of sugar that you're drinking in the pop. None of that ever gets blamed for health issues. It's always the meat. And it doesn't make any sense. But unfortunately, if it's said enough times, then it gets, then people start believing it. And then that's when they start eating these veggie burgers. So they're basically removing the only thing of actual nutrition out of any of it, and they're replacing it with highly refined grains and inflammatory substances. So basically, like these veggie burgers that you find, it's all like soy and canola oil and all sorts of things that they're not meant for human consumption. But because meat has been demonized, everyone is a lot of people are leaning towards the other options, but they're still eating the large fries and the 24 ounces of pop with it and wondering why they're not getting healthy. Like you can't, it's where they would be better off not having the pop, just getting water, ditching the fries, getting 2 burger patties instead of 1, ditching the bun, have some veggies like the vegetables that come with the burgers. That's how to get healthy. I know a lot of people, don't believe it, and because of all the what they've been told over the years. But again, it's one of those things where it's hard to believe until you actually try it. Dr. Barry, who I had mentioned earlier, he's sort of the pioneer of the what's called the BBB&E diet. So basically, it's an elimination type diet. If you're having any sort of sort of autoimmune issues, digestion issues, you're trying to lose weight or trying to break a stall because you've done keto or whatever for a while and you've stopped losing weight, but you want to get into better shape. So the BBB&E diet is basically a diet of beef, bacon, butter, and eggs. And that's all you eat for all of your calories every day. And it's something that, obviously people can do long term, but what a lot of people will do is do that for 30 days. And again, if you have any food sensitivities, that's one of the ways to eliminate a lot of the foods that cause these sensitivities. Now, again, a lot of people and some people are sensitive to eggs. So having eggs in your diet all the time may not be the best part of an elimination diet, but eliminating all of the inflammatory foods for long enough to allow your body to adjust to it, and then slowly adding things back in, like certain vegetables, because certain vegetables can cause a lot of issues with people. They just don't. The problem is when you're eating so many different things all the time, it's hard to pinpoint what it is that's causing health issues. Things like eczema, skin issues, stuff like that. There's psoriasis. That is ultimately, it's an autoimmune disease that is caused by your diet. It's your skin trying to get rid of the inflammation that's inside your body, and it basically winds up attacking your skin. So, I've seen lots of cases where people would just eliminate a lot of the grains and the seed oils and sugars, and things like psoriasis will start to clear up. Now it's kind of hard to get rid of it, and it doesn't always help, but a lot of issues, a lot of immune issues like Hashimoto's in women in particular can be managed with a proper human diet. And again, I think it's, I've always been one to say that, I'm not going to sit here and say that there's only one diet that's right for everyone out there. But I think that the closer you can eat to nature, the better off you're going to be. I'm not going to sit there and say that, it's not I won't say it's a bad thing to have honey once in a while, or, have some fruits when they're in season. One of the biggest things we've done over the last, 40, 50 years is had foods available to us all year round that we as like our ancestors never would have consumed all year round. So we're not really meant to eat, we're not meant to be eating berries all year round. Like berries were the kind of thing where, when you found them, as a hunter-gatherer, when you found them, you would eat them for sure. You definitely wouldn't pass up that opportunity to eat, berries. And if you found a beehive with honey in that, you would do whatever you had to get it, because, that was something, that was part of your sort of your diet, but not all the time. We've gotten to the point now where you can get almost any fruit and vegetables all year round. That is just not really the way things need to be looked at as far as nutrition goes. Yeah, I got rid of them. They're weed. I think that's one of the first times I've actually had a bot in here. That's weird. Anyways, so yeah, the like I say, I'm not against having things like honey or berries or, you know, and I'm never going to be the one to say, don't eat that chocolate cake or those cookies ever again, because, you do what you have to do, but you have to ask yourself before you go down that road, you have to ask yourself, are you the kind of person that can, you know, have that cake on your birthday or, on a special occasion and then cut it off and just go right back to your healthy lifestyle until the next time? Or are you the kind of person that's going to have that piece of cake and you're going to be like, oh, well, that didn't hurt me too bad, and then 2 days later you're having another piece of cake or a cookie or whatever. And then, 2 weeks later you're having cake every day and, and right back where you started. That's the kind of person I am. I'm an abstainer. I can't moderate. I've had to basically, come to the realization that I'll never be able to moderate, because if I start down the road, I'll just go all out. I won't be able to stop. So that's why I basically abstain 100%. It's just easier for me to stay on track that way. But there are people out there that can have that treat once in a while and it doesn't bother them. I think the other thing that's such a trap for us as humans these days, is how many special occasions we have. You've got Christmas and Thanksgiving and, it seems like almost every weekend or once or twice a month or whatever, there's that occasion when you're like, oh, well, treat yourself or, and by the time the year's over, you've never had a constant amount of time to stay away from foods like that. And again, it all comes down to, what do you see on TV all the time? It's food and beverage commercials. And the amount of money that's spent every year by big food on trying to get you to eat more is astronomical. So they don't, and that's why they don't, diets like keto and carnivore and diets as such are always demonized in the media, because those kind of lifestyles don't rely on processed foods, the ones that make the companies all the money. We can survive off of local farmers and buying our meats from local meat or from local butchers and eggs from farms that have chickens that are local. And so the dependence on big food is starting to waver a little bit. I think it's probably scaring them, and unfortunately it's kind of getting to the point where you've got a lot of people that with the supply issues that we've seen over the last few months, people are having a hard time getting those highly processed packaged foods that they've come to rely on. And the reality is that a lot of people can't even cook whole foods anymore, because everyone grows up on, Kraft Dinner and soup in a can and, SpaghettiOs and everything else. And a lot of people don't learn how to cook real foods. So when it comes down to not being able to get the processed foods, then people kind of panic. And unfortunately it's the price of real food is a lot higher than the processed foods as well. But the way I look at it is that I'd rather spend a bit more on the food I consume and not have to spend that money down the road in medication. Like I'm going to be 52 this year and I don't take any medications. I take supplements vitamins and minerals, but I don't need any medications, like any consistent medications of any type. So I would rather live without medications as long as I can and spend more on what I eat than spend less and have to be sick all the time. We got here posting podcast episode and Star Wars stuff. Yeah, you got a lot of that Star Wars stuff there. I don't know if you've got. I haven't caught any of your new channels videos yet. I was saying earlier that I'm sort of getting behind on my video watching here. I have to catch up soon. Most of my snacking in the truck is just a bad habit to break the boredom. Exactly. And that is exactly where I found myself all the time too. You're right. You're driving down the road, you got nothing to do. You might as well just mindlessly eat out what you can. And, unfortunately, healthy food is kind of hard to eat on the go. Like I say, I was that guy that, I would stop at the gas station or the convenience store, and, I'd buy those Reese's peanut butter cups and some, and some Coke and a bag of chips. And that was basically what I ate during the day when I was driving. So, and that was my life for quite a while. And it really caught up with me after quite a few years. I had a lot of digestion issues going on. And like I said, I was constantly like sore back, sore knees, mostly because I was 80 pounds overweight, but also from the inflammation of eating that junk food all the time. So, but I can definitely see where you're coming from. The boredom is the hard part. Even now at night, it's kind of one of those things where you have to try and find something to replace that boredom with. Because even now that I don't eat junk food, I'll still find myself, snacking on some pork rinds or, or having some nut butter or some nuts or it's still not, chips and popcorn and all that. But snacking is one of the things that if you can get that under control, it helps change your lifestyle drastically. You like Star Wars? I didn't know. Yeah, I think we picked that up, Moni. So yeah, that's sort of my story about keto, and sort of my rant on what I've learned over the last 3 years. Another problem is if you stop and use the restroom. Yep, I hear you there too. That's usually when I'll pick up like one of those. A lot of times I'll get like the carbonated waters, like the flavored carbonated waters, or a lot of, I'll buy a lottery ticket or something. But I do agree. You feel like, depending on where it is, if it's like a service center or something like that, I don't really care about that. But if it's like an actual truck stop with something where you can buy food and drinks and stuff like that, I'll definitely always try and buy something. I don't like to be that person that just goes in and uses the bathroom and doesn't buy anything. I know a lot of the places don't really care, and then that's, like you say, that's when you wind up buying a lot of junk. So manners maketh the man. Yeah. Especially, it's one of those things too, where it's, I go to the same towns and same places a lot. So I feel like, okay, well, if I want to make this place where I can stop whenever I need to, then, it goes both ways. It's nice to be able to go somewhere that's, they're not giving you a hard time about using the facilities, right? Past 15Ks viewed today, but nowhere near your subs. That's awesome. Yeah, I was talking to Wade about this earlier, Brett. That's all from one video. The subs that I've gotten in the last 2-3 weeks. It's almost 150 subs from one video. It was a recipe video I did a couple months that for some reason YouTube turned it on for discovery and browser, I guess. I don't know. Like I say, it was up for 2 months and it didn't do anything. It got like 40 views and now it's up to almost 4,200 views. So, so yeah, it's been a fun couple of weeks, that's for sure. Yeah, cool. Thanks for stopping in. Hopefully you can make it next time, but I do appreciate you being here and watching whenever you can. Feel obligated to make a purchase. Yeah, it's I think a lot of people do. A lot of people don't care, but it's I definitely feel obligated. And yeah, that's good. 15K is definitely a good milestone for, you know, I guess I get kind of spoiled with my views based on the performance of my shorts videos. So when I look at my analytics for the lifetime of my channel, it's almost at 70,000 views now, but probably, yeah. So we're probably looking at 65,000 of them being from shorts videos. So it's, you know, if I had 70,000 views from real videos or like full length videos, that would certainly mean a lot more. But so yeah, 15K is doing great. Saying earlier to Wade that I've started to try, and now that this one video has been picked up and being searched more, I'm trying to make more videos that are along the same lines, and hopefully I can get more videos picked up and build up the channel and keep the momentum going. It's been it's the video that's been searched and that's been doing well has slowed down the last couple of days. So I'm not sure how much more it's going to do, but my hopes are that some of my other videos will get picked up, and we'll just keep building the channel and help bring information to as many people as I can. And, you know, because the bigger the channel gets, the more opportunities you might have to get other people on here to talk about keto. It's confusing how they do it now, but some of the shorts views will count. vidIQ was talking about it the other day. YouTube keeps me. Yeah, I'm not anywhere near monetization, so I don't care. You know, like at this point, I don't care what vidIQ or anyone says about it, because there's no way anything I do right now is going to have anything remotely to do with monetization. You know, yes, I've picked up 150 subscribers in the last, 3 weeks, but unless I can get videos like that to start picking up every month, even by the time I get to 1,000 subscribers, there's zero chance I have anywhere near enough hours to make any difference. What was it? Think Media put out a video this week as well. They were talking about how much they got paid from YouTube last year, I guess. And they had a line in there from YouTube Shorts. And their shorts payout for, I can't remember how many views they had, but it was some like millions of shorts views, was under $300 for the year. So, now they got quite a bit more for, because if shorts are viewed on a computer, which most of them aren't, but the ones that are viewed on a computer, they will get ads on them. So you can get AdSense money from that. So you can still make a decent amount of money from shorts views on that are played on the desktop, and apparently anything that is played through search and not through the shorts feed counts as watch time as well. But like I say, at this point, I'm just concentrating on making the best quality content that I can. I'm not trying to make perfect content, which is evident by the videos that I make and, these live streams and all that, but trying to just put out consistent content with a focus on what I want to do with the recipe videos and reviews and stuff like that. For me, that's all I can do for now, and then hope that YouTube sees, with what this video did. I think right now the analytics are sitting close to 50% watch time on an 8-minute video, and it was up to 8% click through on it. So all I can hope is that YouTube's analytics has seen enough from that video to start pushing out my other videos too. So, who knows? Like I said, I don't really know how it all works, but I'm starting to understand how to structure the videos and the thumbnails and the titles, and I'm spending more time on coming up with titles and descriptions and keywords and all that. So we will see where it goes, I guess. So here's the point: make videos for what you're interested in. The rest will follow. Yeah, it's for me, keto is one of those things that I've done it long enough and I've learned enough, and it's helped me so much that at this point I'm just trying to put out content that can help other people. And if it helps one person, that's great. If I can help more people, that's all I'm really trying to do is be here to bring the information that I get. I'm always watching videos from people much smarter than me, trying to educate myself on what's the best way to live a healthy lifestyle. And if I can bring that to everyone here, like I say, I know a lot of you guys like Brett and Moni and Wade and David and, everyone else, they're, it's great that I get support from you guys, and, I try and reciprocate it and all that, but I know that you're not necessarily here for the keto content, but it's great to have support from everybody. As creators, having that support from fellow creators is definitely a great thing. Hopefully, within the next year or so, we can start getting some of the subscribers that are into keto and all that here to interact as well. And then we can, start helping people as much as we can. So I think that's about it. Unless anyone else has any questions or anything, we're on to an hour for this live stream. So again, I'm going to try and do my best to do this every Wednesday night at 8:00. And then next week, we'll try and have a specific topic to talk about at first, and then sort of have a conversation and see where the chat goes after that. I enjoy those kind of live streams where we have something to talk about at first, but then we can just open things up and just have a conversation afterwards. That's really all these are about for me. So yeah, that's appreciate. Yeah, I as well, Wade. It's I've met a lot of good people here on YouTube. Like I say, before I met anybody, sort of any other fellow creators on YouTube, it was kind of when you're trying to do everything by yourself with no one to talk to, that's sort of in the same sort of position that you are, or has been there. It's definitely hard, but it's been great being able to get to know all you guys, to learn and have people to have discussions with, and to grow and create over this last year and a bit. So hopefully things continue on the upward rise here, and for all of us. And if the gods shine on us, we'll all be able to quit our day jobs one day and do what we like to do. So yeah, thanks for being here, Moni. Have a good night yourself. I got the notification. Cool. Yeah, we'll see you later, Brett. I got to catch up on a bunch of your videos, but I'll definitely try and do that soon. So I'm going to sign off here. Until next week, we'll try and come up with next week's topic, and I'll get it posted up as soon as I can so that you'll get your notifications. So till then, have a great rest of the week, everyone, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye now.